are still very tightly locked to your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso, live here on SABC3. Mondays are all about relationships, and we're talking equality today. The question is, do you feel that there is a balance of power in your relationship? We're back with clinical psychologist Asha Dulab to unpack this topic, and it's a broad one, so we could take all day chatting about this one. But we also do want you to weigh in with your questions and your comments on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, and we'll keep the conversation flowing over there. Asha, you've really got our minds going here on this equality topic.
And I know we're talking about the balance of power, but what do you do if you find yourself in a situation? Let's first unpack the dangers of an imbalance in a relationship, especially when it comes to power.
I think we should look at this word power and remove the word power. Power and control, I mean, those are the root for the basis of inequality. So perhaps we should look at rather just working together, collaboration, cooperation, appreciation, rather than the control and power.
What words would you use then as opposed to power or control? So if you were looking to really just talk about power dynamics, what would you say? Balance.
Balance, completely balance, and acceptance, and for the individual, for who they are, for their qualities that they bring into the relationship. And again, that experience or that feeling of this is fair. So the key word is balance.
Balance. I like that.
Balance.
So for someone watching right now and they feel like, okay, the scale is tipped, it's imbalanced, and they are at the lighter end of the balance, how can we encourage them to open up and have this conversation with their partner?
Well, sit down and have a chat. But very often, a lot of couples would feel a bit guarded to have that talk. And if there is guardedness or fear to have that conversation, we need to actually take a step back and say, where is this fear coming up? If I can't even speak to my partner about the inequality or the unfairness, there's other issues as well. You know, there needs to be a freedom to speak your mind and speak your truth in a relationship. That's equality in its own.
And it's such a big conversation to have, right? Because if you're going to sit someone down and have a conversation about balance or the lack thereof, you're being so vulnerable in that moment. What is your advice to someone of letting themselves be vulnerable, allowing themselves to be vulnerable, but maybe for the party who's being approached and being sort of engaged, to be receptive and be open to it? What would you say is the environment that needs to be set there?
You've hit the nail on the head. Being open for feedback from your partner is also a responsibility that allows equality in a relationship. So very often there's a struggle of just hearing your other partner. And just to be open to say, okay, I hear how you are experiencing this relationship, because it's linking into our backgrounds, our values, our personality, all that comes into play, our conditioning, how we've been brought up. And of course, the key word, expectations. What are we expecting from our partner? Does the husband expect the wife to do all the chores in the house? Does the wife expect the husband to be the one that goes out and works and brings in all the income? Or is there a conversation where we can say, how are things different these days? I think that things have really, they have changed.
You know, relationships need to be empowering at the end of the day, and I think those conversations really can take us there. Asha, you're a rock star.
Thank you for joining us this morning, and I hope you took some good advice from Asha this morning when it comes to the balance inequality in your relationship. If you do want to get a hold of Asha, she is doing online consultations. You can email her on info@ashadulab.com. That's on your screen right now. Asha, we'll see you next week.
Perfect. Thanks,